three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome to Teacher Crypto. This is AZcrypto, back from the road of MrFOMO. MrFOMO, we're back together again. Wish we had better news, but we have to talk about the Voyager deal. We're going to share some more information. You know, last video that I did, I shared the lawyers' phone numbers for Kirkland and Ellis, and some of you called and told me that you got hung up on. Doesn't surprise me. Guess what? That doesn't mean we stop calling, right? So keep calling them and let them know that we know that they're allowed to open the app, toggle the assets, which means diversify so that whatever's left goes to the customers and let the customers take out. MrFOMO, unfortunately, the more and more information that comes out of this Binance deal, the worse it looks. Could you tell us about the timeline that wasn't introduced to us when the deal was first broke?
Apparently there, and this is in one of the objections that people are filing. We'll talk about more about the objections later, but apparently Binance wants to hang on to the assets for 6 months. So once it's transferred over to Binance, you're still not going to have access to your assets for another 6 months, according to what we're hearing. So this just looks worse and worse. So if they don't consummate the deal, the best case scenario to me is that they don't consummate the deal and April or May, the judge forces them to open the app. But the more I learn about the SEC, the more I learn about how understaffed they are. You know, if you watch that new documentary on Netflix about Bernie Madoff and the monster of Wall Street, you'll see that the SEC was presented with credible mathematical information decades in advance of when he, or at least a decade in advance of when he was finally arrested. And that just goes to show you how far behind they are on some of these things. So it's going to take customers like us, people who are really invested in this process, to get involved, to call people, to, send emails, call your representatives, do whatever you have to do. But they need to know that we are being taken advantage of.
We're going to share some more numbers in just a bit, but I want to say it's so sad. If the SEC really cared about their limited objection is we're worried about the customers' safety if their assets. Well, if that's the case, force them to open up. Then it doesn't go anywhere but the customers. It's such BS.
The SEC, as far as I can tell, their objections are: can you afford the $1 billion transaction, and where will you be holding this in that 6-month time period? As far as I can tell, that's mostly what they care about. Now, some of the other objections, to me, hold a little bit more water. Like, what happens during those 6 months to those assets? What about customers who are being forced into a user agreement that they never agreed, that they never signed? What about states without Binance.us, where Binance.us isn't licensed to sell crypto? There are a lot of objections that really hold water out there, and I haven't seen anything, or at least nothing notable, that said that CZ's country of birth, or that the fact that he's Canadian and not American, is anywhere in there. And it worries me that people may be sort of race baiting this entire thing, saying that, it's an objection of CZ and who he is, or where he was born, or the fact that he's not American. And I don't see any evidence of that at all as I'm looking through this. And the main concerns have to do with, what has been presented to us so far in the crypto industry with FTX Alameda, with, all that's gone on with Three Arrows Capital, Terra Luna, all that. It looks like these objections have to do with finances and nothing to do with ethnicity. And so it's disappointing that people would say that that's what these objections are. And even I've heard CZ speak to this idea several times, where he said that, he's not a Chinese citizen, he's a Canadian citizen, and he's legitimizing the idea that those are the objections when they're actually not the objections.
I'm going to stop you right there, MrFOMO, because I think our viewers need to see this. And hopefully this is on camera right now. Are you seeing it? This is the judge's contact information.
Also
You
in
can
the
see
description.
you can see right here, 212-668-5663 is the phone number. That's 212-668-5663. It's courtroom 617. He has a deputy. Her name is Jacqueline DiParala, I believe.
Or
And
Jacqueline.
that phone number is 212-284-4042. That's 212-284-4042. And hopefully that's showing up on the save.
Yep, it's right up there.
Yeah. And so those are the numbers right now. The judge said in July he was new to crypto and he was learning. Well, someone needs to let him know that the customers have been screwed now for months and months. And the easiest thing to do, you want to protect the customers, just open the app and let us see what's there and let us take it out. That's it. That's all
Yeah.
that has to be done. But it's
And if
never
you
been
have
about
the
the customer.
opportunity, if you have the opportunity when you call to leave a message, if nobody answers, do so and explain your situation. Explain what's happened to you. Explain how much money you're out, how much you've lost, how much you stand to lose, how you can't wait that 6 months that Binance wants to hang on to your assets. You need to explain these things to these
here's the
people
thing.
and the SEC and whoever else so that they understand the full scope of this.
The judge knows that Voyager is not coming back. The judge is now aware that the opportunity to open the app is there, and he needs to be aware that that's what the customers want and that's what they demand. Sadly, the UCC is silent, not doing much.
Surprise.
And so it's kind of up to us. You know, that some people brought up, why don't we start doing our own town hall meetings? We can. We'll try. I mean, we have full-time jobs. We'll try to. Well, I mean, we're not on the UCC, but I'll be happy to start organizing some of those. I don't know what good it'll do because we're not in contact with the judge. Really quickly, and I shared this last time, but I didn't have the screen up. I also, again, and this is really important, want to share the number for Kirkland and Ellis because they're the ones
Also
that
in
are
the
playing these
description.
games. 212-466-4800. They've been hanging up on people, which is fine. They can do that. We can keep calling. 212-446-4800. This is not a huge channel, so you can help us out by hitting that subscribe button. If you are new to YouTube,
They just
create an account, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out, and it helps these videos, kind of spread out because the more people that contact, the more chance we have. Yeah, John called and they hung up on him. I've heard that from 2 people now, that 2 people called they hung up. So I want to thank the people that watched the video and did call, but make sure you call the judge too. I mean, we're going to flood these people as much as we can. Will it work? I don't know. Hold on, Mr. FOMO. I can't promise anyone this is going to work, but I'm not going to lie down and let them keep doing this without hearing at least our voices. Thank you, John, for calling every day. I appreciate that.
Yes, pit bull. That's who he is. That's who John is. He's a pit bull. He's not letting go of this. I love it. Now, do you I think that the most important person to call here is probably the judge, or maybe someone at the SEC, or maybe your local representative, someone, or your state representative, or your whoever you think is somebody who can help you, that's in power in government, that you can reach out to. But I think it's our jobs to not only educate the judge, but educate the SEC, educate the our government officials. These people are really far behind, some of them, on crypto, and we need to inform them of these bad actors. We need to make sure that a lot of them understand that it's not crypto that's the problem. It really is these bad actors like Stephen Ehrlich, like Alex Mashinsky, like whoever else you want to throw into that pile. These people are all pirates taking advantage of what, like we said, the open sea of crypto.
But here's the thing, that damage has been done, and the judge now has the power to at least, he can't fix everything, but at the very least, do what's right and force Voyager to open the app, let customers take out what is left. And whatever happens with 3AC happens. I'm not optimistic, but again, yeah, the lawyers made over 34 million. Yeah, the lawyers so they don't want to answer your calls because it's not making money for them.
Yeah.
Right. But for us, the judge needs to understand that there are thousands and thousands of customers that feel that feel treated unequally right now, that are very angry and upset. And that's what he needs to be made aware of. Now, if he chooses to ignore that, that's on him. But at the very least, he should be made aware of, one, he is aware now that the app can be opened, right? Because at the beginning they said, well, we're restructuring. We can't do that. Well, they can. Okay. He's aware. In fact, in April and May, they said if the Binance deals go through, but there's no reason to even pursue this deal. Just open it up now because you
There are
can.
so many
It's the right thing to do.
objections. There are so many objections now, and credible objections to this sale, that it could never possibly go through by that time. So instead of waiting for the market to fall apart, or instead of waiting for people to get past the point of no return with the money that they need, open that app up and let them have access to that cash, and quit this game. Quit paying these lawyers for nothing.
Yeah, and Steve, I reached out to him, didn't answer my direct message. I sent out a direct message, say, hey, Steve, you're hurting a lot of people. You're hurting a lot of families. Do the right thing. We know you can open the app. We know you can tell the lawyers what to do. You're still the CEO. Pretend like you have no power, but you're the one that hired these guys, right? So we're on to this. It's a game you're playing by keeping salary. Steve Ehrlich, we're going to keep bringing up your name. I don't care if it's a channel that is small like us. We're going to keep bringing it. If I had a phone number for you, I'd be giving it out. And you know, Steve transferred all his money to his wife. I'm giving out your wife's phone number too. If not personal number, professional number, because these people are stealing from us. They need to feel uncomfortable, just like we have since.
Well, she's complicit. It makes her complicit. Then it makes her somebody that is helping him hide the ill-gotten gains of his lies. Right? I mean, if she's stashing away that money for him, if it's under her name so that they can keep it, then she's complicit in this. And as far as I'm concerned, she gets no mercy from the people who have been hurt.
Yeah. So Steve continues to hurt people, continues to hide. And we're one of the few channels that actually call him out. A couple of old Voyager people refuse to call him out. He's a lowlife because he won't take any responsibility and do the right thing. Again, do not let anyone lie to you. They can open up the app right now within weeks, toggle the assets, give back whatever is left, and allow people time to do it. They did it with the cash, and they've proven in the new agreement they're capable. In fact, with the FTX deal, they said they would give back 50 to 60% when the market was doing better. Remember, if the FTX didn't go through, instead, they were greedy and tried to do another deal instead of doing the right thing. And John says UCC has no power. Well, at least get on a town hall meeting and tell us what you can and cannot do and what you've tried to do. They haven't done that. All right. And I don't blame the UCC for Voyager going into bankruptcy, but there are no town halls as this thing is going on. I don't remember the last town hall. It was months ago.
They've taken such a beating publicly from Voyager customers, from the VGX heroes, from all these different from us. You know, I doubt that any of them are interested in interacting in that way.
So let's again, I'm going to give the judge's number one more time. It's 212-668-5663. That's 212-668-5663.
And that's who we need to educate. That's who needs to understand the full scope of this problem.
Let them know that you deserve the right to have your assets back, whatever is left of them right now, because Voyager is not coming back. There's no illusions of, oh, we're going to restructure. That's BS at this point. That was gone in early July. Okay. It's all about the lawyers making money and Steve keeping his salary. Let him know the right thing to do in this situation. He has a chance to do the right thing and open up the app.
And as John is saying there, the lawyers are incentivized to keep this thing going through to a deal because they make an extra 12 million. At least that's what John has heard. So, and that makes perfect sense to me. That makes perfect sense that if a deal goes through, they get a bonus. And so they have no reason. Kirkland and Ellis will hang up on you every single time. You need to educate the judge. You need to educate someone at the SEC. You need to get them to pay attention to this the way that they're paying attention to other cases, right? I mean, other cases are getting the attention that this one isn't really getting. They've made a few objections, but we really need them to lean into this and understand not only that our customers being hurt, but customers were lied to. We were defrauded. We were told that we would have access. We were told that we had our individual wallets. We were told that the crypto was ours, and we found out otherwise.
All right.
And
So
when
guys,
we tracked down Steve, he told us to read the fine print. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. He told that to this channel. Yeah. Fine print. And, you know, he is being accused right now of selling securities illegally. So that's by not just some random lawyer. No, by at the state level. So that's pretty significant. So that's the judge. The judge, given all that information, the judge needs to say, you know what? I'm going to give customers whatever I can give them back at this point. And Voyager, you want to continue to fight with 3AC, go at it. But the customers have suffered long enough. Let's deliver that message to the judge as much as we can, because unfortunately, the UCC has not done it.
And there are far too many credible objections here.
Yeah.
You know, it's been referred to as national security concerns, but the national security concerns don't surround CZ. They surround the funneling of American dollars out of retail investors' pockets and into a large corporation that is not American. That's the national concern. That's the national security concern. And like I said, they have raised objections. Several states have raised better objections. The Department of Justice is raising objections. Even Alameda, Alameda is raising objections to the sale. So there's too many credible objections to move forward with this. Just open the damn app, like the headline says.
Again, we'll keep fighting and see where it goes. For Mr. FOMO, this is AZcrypto. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Remember to hit that like button. Subscribe button really helps us out. So if you could spread the word, that would be greatly appreciated. You guys have a great evening.
See ya.